What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of CGX Cast. I do apologize. Okay, you guys see that, right? I talked about this last podcast. There's something about my phone. Like, anyway, it's good to see you guys. And again, sorry about being late. Just had some family stuff. So again, apologize. But my goodness, we have so much to talk about in today's episode. I I seriously don't know if we'll get through it all. I was, making the show notes today, and it was just like, holy crap, so much to talk about. But before we get started, just want to let you guys know if you guys are interested. It seems like a lot of people have been asking about the audio format of this podcast. You guys can always catch that on your favorite audio service. So if you use iTunes, if you use Google Podcasts or Google Play Podcasts or whatever that might be called, or Spotify, you guys can find it there. We do this every Saturday at 2 p.m. So if that's something, PSC, if that's something you guys were interested in. So we have a special guest today, Link TV. He's been here before, so he's no stranger to this podcast. But Link TV, it's good to see you, my dude. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for the invite as always. I always appreciate coming on here. I promise this time I will not talk so much so it doesn't take forever for us to get through topics.
It's all good, man. Appreciate it. We have a small panel today, so it's feel free to talk. Feel free to talk. But good to have you on here, my dude. As always. So again, we're going to talk about Chorus, as you guys know, released on most cloud game platform, Amazon Luna, Google Stadia, GeForce Now. So we'll talk about our experience with that game. We're going to talk about PlayStation. They seem to have a competitor to Microsoft Gamepass. So we'll just speculate as to what we might see there. We're going to talk about GeForce Now to give us the December roadmap, and also the 3080 rig seems to be coming to people in the EU. So we're going to talk about that, see if you guys across the pond has got it, and if so, how has the experience been. Xbox Cloud Gaming also give us the first half of the December roadmap, and as you guys know, the big one is Halo Infinite. So we'll be talking about that too and see where our excitement level is with that game. And then finally, Google Stadia. Give us two game announcements this week and the pro games released this week. So we'll just check in with the panel members and see if you guys have been playing those games as well. So that's what this podcast is going to be about today. Appreciate you guys who are watching. We're just going to take a second to introduce the panel, and then we'll say hi to you guys. So to get started, Duncan, how are you today, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
Okay, I have been playing on GFN this week. I've been getting blinded by the lights of the 3080, and it's been it's astonishing the difference in it, and it is taking my breath away. And it's yeah, game wise, I've been just playing an absolute selection. As you know, we've been trying to get as many different games out there as possible, but I've been hooked and sucked back into Assassin's Creed Origins. I've been playing that on there, and by turning up all the settings, it's like a complete another remaster of the game. Everything's turned up to ultra, absolutely smashing. And I've dipped into a bit of Chorus as well. That game has actually took me by surprise, but we'll be covering that in a second.
Cool. And I can't wait to get to that segment with you guys in Europe about your 3080 experience, but it was like that for us. You go back to playing old games, right, and turn up the settings, and you're like, holy crap, where have I been? It makes older games like feel even more enjoyable. So I'm glad that you guys are having that experience, man. It's cool. It's cool. So let's check in with GTP. How are you today, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. It's nice to be here as always. Chorus, of course, background behind me from the intro of the game there. But that's probably the only game that's been able to pull me from Halo, because of course I'm still working on that. They got a way of doing this thing with the weeklies where I feel like I need to get them done. Chorus has been great, so I've been playing that all over the place. We'll get into that more, and a lot of Halo Infinite, and just trying to hold on till the campaign in 4 more days. That's what my hype is all about right now. I'm
Nice.
taking the day off work. It's going to be videos. It's going to be gaming.
Ooh.
I just more Halo.
Oh,
And then probably no videos for 3 days while I just play Halo. That's what happened last time. So
would you say Halo's your favorite franchise? You seem to like
It's-
go all in this one.
it's one of them. Yeah, definitely. Just I've been with it since the original Xbox in 2001, and I don't know. It just stuck with me. It's always been one of my favorite franchises, and we always talk about how great the Sony exclusives are, and they are. I have PlayStation as well, but for me, Halo and Gears are two just franchises I love that I've played every game.
Nice. So I'm glad you said that because an issue, include myself, I kind of made fun of Microsoft, you know, ex- what they call them, XBots, right? Whatever they're called, right? Because again, it was like the same rinse and repeat. Gears for Gears, Project Gotham Racing, it was called back then. Forza, right? Every year is like the same titles. So you didn't mind that when it was happening, or did you?
Not really. However, the quality got a little lost as we went. So I
Okay.
always say like Halo 1, 2, 3 and Gears 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Top notch for me. They fell off after that a
Okay.
bit for me, quality wise, even though I played them. But Halo Infinite is just shaping up to bring all of that back from 1, 2, and 3. That's why I'm
Right.
really loving it.
Right.
And that's why I was saying if they could make a Gears game that takes me back to 1, 2, and 3 and gives me that feeling again, it would be
Right.
awesome.
Okay. Cool. Good to have you in here, man. Can't wait for Halo single play campaign to release for you, man. It's gonna be dope. All right, Hell Monkey, sir, how are you doing today? What have you been playing? What platform?
What's up, folks? Yes, doing well, and probably already guessed, but I have been GeForce Nowing it all week. Been playing a lot
Why
of games.
is that Hell Monkey?
Oh, I wonder why. No, so that 3080 tier is just something else.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss that a wee bit later. But games, Rogue Company, and
Ooh.
damn, yeah, I can be competitive in the cloud on a shooter with this new tier.
Right.
Destiny 2 is just running really bad for me right now. That used to be my go-to game. I'm having some serious audio issues with it. It's out of sync with the video stream
On GFN?
on GFN. Yeah.
Interesting.
Guardians of the Galaxy is just incredible on that shield, by the way.
Yeah.
Full 4K HDR, 7.1 surround. Oh, I just can't. I just keep turning it on. But then Chorus picked us away today, so I was gallivanting last night. That's a good Scottish word. That just means I was out of the house last night. So I came in this afternoon, and yeah, Chorus is something else as well. Really.
Yeah.
The best space shooter. It's the space shooter I have been waiting for over the years. Nothing has came close to that game for me.
Wow.
Previously in that sort of genre. So, and I'm loving it on GeForce Now, of course. Basically, I haven't played anywhere else other than GeForce Now this week, as you can imagine. So, and what else did I play? I'm literally, I've played so many games this week that I can't keep up. We'll leave it there. I'm not going to list everything, but yeah, I've been having a blast this week. And Chorus, if you haven't pulled the trigger yet, personally recommend it.
Nice. Good, man. You guys are all chorusing, singing in harmony, man, about this game. That was lame. But
See what you did there.
let's keep it going. Ben, it's good to see you again, my dude. What have you been playing? What platform? How you been?
I'm doing okay. I haven't played a lot this week. Got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. What have I played this week? I know I played some stuff. I played a little bit of Stardew Valley on xCloud because that came out.
Yeah.
I got added. A little bit of what's that town builder one where you're on the ocean? Oh, what's it called? It's a pointless game. It's dumb, but it's a lot of fun. Like there's literally no point to it other than just building. Townscape, I think is what it's called.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Deer Simulator.
No, it
No,
is Townscape.
Townscaper.
Okay.
Yeah,
It actually looks really relaxing.
it's very relaxing. Like there's literally all you do is just click and it just builds things. Like there's no other buildings. There's nothing. You just click and build.
That's cool.
But it's very relaxing. I did a little bit of that. And
That's
then
cool.
Halo Infinite multiplayer, of course. But other than
Nice.
that, not much.
Awesome. Good to see you on the panel, Ben. And as you guys know, in this podcast, we always like to save the best for last. And that is our special guest, Link TV. How are you doing today, sir? What platform have you been playing? And yeah, just fill us in.
Platforms, been all over the place, really, from Stadia to Xbox to my PC. I think one of the biggest ones that I've been playing the most of is Immortals Phoenix Rising, because I would love to finish that game. And I think I'm about, as far as the base game goes, I think I'm about 75-60% done.
Ooh,
Somewhere
okay.
around there. So
Wow.
it's getting there. On top of that, though, of course, Halo, it's always been a childhood thing for me, so nostalgic, and I'm also waiting for that single player campaign, but I'm pushing for my Onyx rank on ranked matches. I'm a diamond tier 4, so I'm in the sweaties of the sweaties. Outside of that, though, it's just been Gamepass stuff, like I believe Generation Zero. It's an older game, but it was just released on Gamepass. I've been playing. If nobody's aware of that game, it's like a post-apocalyptic RPG shooter in Sweden, and machines are taking over the world, basically. But it's pretty fun, actually. It's a big open world, but a lot of fun.
Nice. So I saw that game released on Game Pass, and I was like thinking about doing a gameplay video, and I turned it on, and it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do, man? The game seems kind of intimidating, but it looks fun. But it's like you gotta know what you're doing with that one.
You do learn a lot of it. They don't tell you as far as tutorial stuff, and trust me, I was the same way when I saw it. But the more you play it, the more it's just basically going around figuring out the story and just destroying machines, and
Okay.
I don't mind that at all.
Doesn't sound too bad. Having you explain it, yeah. Okay, cool. Might pick that one back up again. But Link, man, as always, it's good to have you on here for sure. And yeah, can't wait to get your input on the cloud game discussion.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Good stuff. All right, so let's take a sec to say what's up to the viewers. And again, appreciate you guys watching this. We're going to have some polls going up as the stream continues, just to get y'all engagement and engaged in input. So pay attention to that if you guys watch. And so to get started, Jay Smith, good to see you on here. My dude, Duncan, I see you. Polaris, thank you again. And you seem to super sticker us again. So appreciate you again. Consistent, man. And we appreciate that. It's good stuff. Thank you. Zero Games for me. What's up, my dude? Good to see you on here. Ali, good to see you as well. Raven Anime, good to see you too. Let's see. Ron is good to see you. And Kate's Ball, good to see. I'm always like so hesitant to say this name. I don't know if it's Casball or Caseball, but hope I'm not butchering that name. But good to see you on here as well. All right, so we're gonna kick it off with Chorus. Again, seems to be a game that everyone here pretty much is excited about. I've heard nothing but positive stuff about it. So we're going to open this up. Tell me about your experience with this game. It, again, released on 3 cloud game platforms. It released on Luna Plus, which I think is absolutely incredible. Again, this is a same-day release game, $40 game. And for it to be an Luna same-day release is, I would say, really impressive, right? It's like Xbox Cloud Gaming getting a game like MLB The Show same day release, right? Is big. So shout outs to them for that. But it also released on Google Stadia, which I had the privilege of covering. Again, you have two different modes, and I think this is great that they give you a performance mode and a quality mode. So if you want that 4K, 30, it felt more than 30 FPS at 4K for me. And then you have the option of performance mode. Again, pretty cool graphically too, stunning. You guys can see the video. And then Chief just recently covered the game on GFN. Again, the advantage there is you have that beautiful 3080 rig to where you can max out your graphical settings, playing the shield at 4K 60 or PC, whatever resolution the game, can do. I don't even know. But 1440p as well. So again, 3 great places to play this game. Just want to check on the panel. Where did you guys end up playing this game? And if so, how was the experience with playing it? So to get started, GTP, we'll start with you. How was the experience with Chorus, and where did you end up playing it?
Yeah, so I've tried it everywhere. I bought it on PS5. I bought it on Xbox. I bought it on Stadia, and I have it on PC, which means I have it on GeForce Now and Shadow and max
Right.
settings as well. And I've literally played it in all of those places. And to my surprise, it plays extremely well no matter where
Right.
I loaded up the game.
Right.
Like, kudos to the developer for actually putting out a game that's running really well day one and on all platforms.
Yeah.
I was blown away by the 1440p 120 on the 3080 for the game. Super smooth and responsive. It was running really well.
Nice.
And then I jumped over to Stadia and put it in the high frame rate mode because, I'm not going to go to the 30 FPS quality, especially on that game. But
All right.
that 60 FPS mode is more like what I'm used to with like Division 2 and Destiny 2, and like when it has that solid non-stuttering 60 FPS, that's what Chorus has on Stadia for me.
Right.
So and same thing on Luna. They don't even have an option for 30. It's just there's no option in there.
Yeah.
They target 60, that's what they go for, and again, it was super smooth. So but the game itself, loving it. It's like the more mature grown-up version of Starlink.
Yes.
I played Starlink for Star Fox on my Switch. That's the only reason I played that game, because I'm a Star Fox nut.
Right.
Yeah, it's a game I've been waiting for a long time. It's the kind of space shooter I've been wanting to play. And my main game, which I'm playing on Xbox mostly for, I'm probably about 3.5 hours in on the story for that part, and I just really loving it. Beside the fact that it's gorgeous. I can literally just park my spacecraft, leave it sit there hovering, and just chill while I'm editing and stuff, and just listen to it. It's a great game.
Yeah. Good to hear you taking that for sure. How about you, Duncan? What's your take on Chorus, and where have you been playing it?
I have been playing it on GFN, and I haven't put a ton of time in. I've played it a bit, and it's a space shooter which I can actually play. I think that is something which is remarkable, because a lot of these space shooters for me anyway, make me feel a bit sick if I'm playing it with the way it goes, and especially if it being included, I have my real concerns about it. But it is absolutely playing spectacularly out there. I'm running about there thinking I'm a rocket man, just going across all this, and I'm going to play it a bit more. I don't think it's oh my god, this is a game of the year from what I've played anything, but it is a good, massive, solid game, and I'm still saying it's a double-A game. It's not a big triple-A game. With it going to the platforms, it's pretty good that it's went everywhere. It brings up the nice little discussion, which from buying games and subscriptions, because I'm seeing a lot of people who are big Stadia fans have actually tried out Luna now because of this as being in a subscription, with it being $6 to jump in and play it on Luna compared to actually buying it full price on Stadia. That is probably a discussion for another day, but I'm absolutely glad that it has gone everywhere.
True. Thanks for that, man. How about you, Monkey? What has the experience been with it?
Well, first of all, I am just glad that the same game is playing good across all platforms. It means we don't get any petulant nonsense, and we can all just make a big song and dance about a wonderful game that the developers have made here. So yeah, like Jerry says, fantastic. They've made a fantastic game. Is it AAA? I don't know. And see, to be honest, I don't really care because I'm enjoying it. You know, I've said before I enjoy indie games probably more than AAA games to an extent. So, but the game is just, it's so immersive. Like you literally fly around, you don't know which way is up, you don't know which way is left, and you're just demolishing spaceships. It's everything that I wanted Everspace to be. I remember when I first tried Everspace, I thought, oh, this looks fantastic. The trailers look great. And then it was just a really big letdown. You know, no harm to the people that made the game, but really didn't enjoy it. Now choruses came along, and I'm just like, this is it. This is the one for me. And I'm really into the story. I love the fact that it's not too much story driven, so you can go off and do a load of side missions just at your convenience whenever you want, sort of thing. Or you could just blast through the story if you like. But you've got those options. I'm going to ask for more as well. I'm going to ask for a multiplayer mode down the line. I think a multiplayer mode with how well this game runs could be superb. I think it could be absolutely fantastic. I don't think they're going to do it, but I think it would be great. It's just so smooth. It would just be fantastic to get like 100 spaceships in there, man, and just have a big battle royale in the middle of the universe through asteroid fields, etc. It's got potential. It's got potential to be really, really good. I haven't heard a bad word said about it yet. All round, just fantastic game. It's, yeah.
True. And man, you echo again what a lot of people have been saying. Sorry, I have my kiddos who just came in and they're asking for me. So if you hear them, that's what's going on. But yeah, Everspace is a good comparison. A lot of people ask the questions, how does this game compare to it? But yeah, good stuff. Thank you for that, Monkey. But Link TV, what's your take on this game? Where have you been playing it, and how has the experience been?
I actually have not touched this game for the sake of I know I've been looking forward to it, and because my priority has been on a bunch of other stuff, mainly Immortals Phoenix Rising when I stream it. I've set this one aside for a little bit, but I do plan on probably picking this up on Stadia just because it's more convenient for me. Even though I know I can use it on pretty much any platform that I need to, but I think Stadia is my go-to normally. But I've seen so many people play the game, and literally all the responses are the same of how great it is. It just looking at it visually, it looks stunning. Gameplay wise, looks amazing, and it makes me want to jump in. But I know if I put that on, I'm gonna get sucked in, and my backlog is gonna grow even larger.
True. I think someone mentioned it here. At GTP, I think it was you. There's a game called Starlink, and I believe it's from Ubisoft, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah. For the Switch at the time, that's when I was on my Switch High, and they focused the game around Star Fox, which again, Star Fox is a great game, but that game, there's just something missing from it. I don't know. I can't wrap my fingers. It had the formula to be great, but it just didn't do it for me. But I feel like this game is hitting every checkbox for me when it comes to like Flight Simulator. I agree with Hell Monkey. Multiplayer will take this game to the next level, but just for single play campaign, the story is great. Graphically, it's amazing. And I think something a lot of people stated here is that it's well optimized for every platform. I was kind of concerned about Luna again, not having the 4K, just 1080p, but man, it looks really good and plays really well on Luna. So shout outs to the dev, and man, this is such a brilliant game. Great surprise. I think people were saying that here. I have not heard one bad thing from this about this game from people who've played it or tested it. So they're doing something right, and that's pretty cool to see. Where do you guys see this franchise going? I'm just going to open it up. Do you guys think we'll see a sequel? Do you think we'll see multiplayer DLC added to it? Or do you think this is like a one and done type situation from these devs in this game?
I'm going to go out there and say I think we're going to get a sequel. So there we go. I think it's going to build. But again, from what I'm seeing there, some of the stats out there, it's doing well, but I don't think it's doing awesomely well. I think it's a lot. There's just a lot of genuinely good chatter out there, and it's a big fish in a small pond in the cloud gaming landscape. So that's probably why it's getting a bit more voices out there in that regard.
Right. And I just want to say shout outs to the dev. Talk about marketing. I don't know if you guys are following them on Twitter, but any review, any coverage about this game that goes up, they're so quick to retweet it. It's really impressive, man. And it just shows they want to bring some attention to the game. And, you know, it was cool. I just have to say kudos to that. But yeah, Duncan, yeah, we'll see about the sequel. Anyone else?
I would say I would. Oh, sorry. I would prefer to see add-on. Like, I like games to last a long time, so I would prefer to see DLCs and multiplayer expansions and that type of cool stuff be added to the game over time. But I do know a lot of times, especially with what we would call AA releases, new IP like this, we would be more likely to get a sequel if we got anything, and then they might build upon that. But this game is so good so far itself, I'd love to see them just build off of this one.
Yeah, true. Monkey, you gonna say something?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that was a very good question. I wasn't ready for it. And it could go either way. I think I would be in a better position to answer that question after I've played it for longer. So maybe say finish the game if I finish this one before. I'm not going to finish it before Halo comes out. I'm not even going to kid myself on. So yeah, no, further down the line, I mean, I'd be happy with either, as long as they don't, like Jerry mentioned in the beginning. So after like Halo 3 and Gears 3, the stories after that sort of felt forced, like they sort of ran out of ideas, and obviously fingers crossed that the new Halo isn't going to be like that. But really hope it's not. But yeah, I don't even, at this point, I'm not really worried about DLC or a trailer. Like, I want to see multiplayer, man. This is, I think just because of how good it is, it's so smooth. But at the same time, multiplayer could harm it. So like, for instance, played Outriders the other night on the 3080 tier, and the game's really good now. They've obviously done a lot to fix it. But the server kicked me off, like, 2-3 times within the space of 90 minutes. So things like that can put people off. And yet, like Duncan said as well there, I think we've got a really good game in a very congested time period of game releases, with Battlefield and Halo, Forza as well. So it may take a while for the game to get fully recognised for what it is. Either way, it's going to be a good game, whatever they do with it, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Game of TV, good to see you, my dude. Yeah, always a pleasure, man. So, just to open this up, man, have you played Chorus yet? If yet, how has the experience been, and what platform?
100%. I've been playing on Luna, honestly. Nowhere else, because you can't beat $5. Right, like there's no other reason for me to play anywhere else. But I'm gonna save that $30.
No, that's a good point. And yeah, so we have a poll going up right now. You guys let us know where you've been playing this game at and how your experience has been. But yeah, you cannot beat $5. Great.
Yeah, try it out. Enjoy it, and keep rolling, man. You gotta adopt that mentality of one streaming service is just not enough for you.
Yeah.
You need multiple.
Right. True. Cool. I don't want to spend too much time on Chorus. Anyone else, how just open up. How has the experience been with it before we move on? All right, no one else. So we're going to move on to GFN. We'll start with the EU release because I'm so curious to hear about you guys who are just getting it, how your experience has been, and just what you guys have been playing. So we'll start with Duncan here. I know you're excited to talk about this one, but how has your experience been with the 3080?
Oh, it has been absolutely amazing. And before I even got the 3080, I thought GFN was sneaking ahead in the cloud gaming stakes, just due to the quality and things like that. After getting this, they are like years ahead of everybody else. It is that much of a difference to me. If I'm buying games now, I'm looking to buy them on GFN, and I do. And I have a Series X, I have a PlayStation 5. I want to play these on GFN. I'm just astounded on how great this is and the amount of games you can actually sit down and play and have a bit of a difference to. Again, I'm going through some of my older games there. I was playing Portal 2. I went back and played Portal 2, got sucked into that as well, running up 4K on my shield, and it was just absolutely class. And because I haven't played it in so long, it was nearly like playing it completely again because I forgot some of the puzzles. I just don't know what they're doing there with it. They've got some secret sauce going on there. It is, I know you guys have been putting out some videos, and to tell the difference between the 3080 local and versus the cloud is getting extremely difficult now. And I think that is saying something, because before you could tell the differences. Even I could tell the differences, let's be honest here. And now it is nearly a coin toss on how to... on when you're actually looking at it. It is just so difficult to tell. I'm just really excited to see where GFN are going next, because now for me they've got now their powerhouse, they've got their graphics, they've got their technology in a nice place. What are they going to be doing next? They're grounded now. I want to see what the next step is for them.
Okay, fair enough. And I'm glad that you are having a good old experience. And you're saying the same thing I said when I tested it. Monkey was making fun of me. I'm curious to hear what he has to say now. I said, I'm not trying to be selfish, right? But if any game releases, I'm hoping that it comes to GFN because I want to play it on the 3080, right? And again, Monkey thought I was being selfish. So let's check in with Monkey. Well, how has the 3080 experience been for you?
Just to go back on that point, I don't remember saying that, so
we're gonna clip that.
Happen.
We're gonna clip that.
Oh, okay. So, shameless plug. If you want to really get deep inside my brain, for a lengthy read, I have put my thoughts up on our website. It's not too technical. It's not over the top. I'm not in there measuring stuff. I'm just expressing, my thoughts and findings in the short period of time between having it and getting that piece up. But I'll just reiterate some of the points I made. It is the next generation. There is nothing else like it right now. If you want something that some sort of cloud solution that performs as good as GeForce Now, you are going to pay through the roof for it in terms of like your own cloud PC. So that alone, for me personally, the value that it holds is just ridiculous. It's really easy because I've been a PC gamer for a good number of years. There's no, I don't struggle, tinkering with settings, etc. And one of my most favorite things about this new tier is the fact that it saves your settings. So when I launch a game, I set that up to the way that the rig can handle it. Basically, everything on high, just max everything out, get as much out of it as you can. The next time I go in, those settings are still saved. It wasn't like that before in priority, and sometimes I would forget and I would get annoyed because I would have to come out the game and go and redo the settings again. that very minor detail is big for me, and I think maybe Jerry would probably feel the same way, having to tinker all the time. Pain in the backside. I'm in a privileged position where I have a 1440p monitor, I have a 4K TV, I have a Shield. One of the last things I put in that article was, for yourself, if you think it's going to be worth it, you have some questions to answer. So are there games there that you're going to enjoy? Do the games require a massive rig? Would you be willing to pay for a new monitor or a new TV if you didn't have it? Would you be willing to pay for a Shield? All these questions are you need to sit down and ask yourself before you think, is this worth it to you? For me, it is. Obviously, everyone is different, but I just cannot wait to see what other games come next year now. I want to see them get more big games, demanding games, so that we can push it to the limits and just see exactly what this can do. And it's not all about the graphics card. The CPU and everything in there is just, that Threadripper's CPU is ridiculous, man. The games use hardly any VRAM. It's incredible. You've got so much more than what you actually need. For me, they've future-proofed this service. So they have. This tier is going to handle quite a lot in a number of years coming. So I'm excited, man. I'm not as impatient as Duncan. He wants to see what's next. I just want more games.
Yeah, I just want to add on something what Hellmonkey was saying there as well. This is 100% for a cloud enthusiast. This is someone who is wanting the best of the best of the best. The other services are out there. They're good enough. They're in a good enough state. If you want to be playing this in the best, you don't mind a bit of tinkering, this is 100% for you. If you just want a simple console-like experience, jump on the Xbox cloud streaming, jump on to Stadia, jump on to Luna. But if you just want the creme de la creme at this moment in time, it is this, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. I would say at this point, it feels like GFN just future-proofed. And, the slogan's the future of gaming is now, something like that. But, with next gen coming, the question some people ask is, can this cloud game platform like Stadia Luna, can it match next gen? And for GFN, I feel like that's not even a question to ask anymore. With this 3080 tier. But man, I am glad to hear that you guys are having a good old time with it. But I don't know if we got Gamer's take on this. And Link, you being a guest today, I just want to know, I know y'all not EU, but I haven't heard y'all's take on it. What's your take on the 3080? And we'll start with Link here. Have you tested it? If so, how has the experience been?
I haven't, just because I actually have a 3080 on mine.
So you good?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, I don't want to take that spot away from somebody who could use it. So I myself am not going to use the platform. That's just my personal opinion on it. I think what they're doing is great. I'm glad that there are more people that have the opportunity to play games at a higher scale. And like you said, I think GeForce definitely increased their future proof on a lot of the stuff going forward. I mean, the 40 series is supposed to be coming out sometime next year, or announced. So I'm kind of impressed to see where things are going, especially for them in a cloud service being a what I feel is like a clone window of your rig. But they've been doing a lot of great things, and being so transparent with the community and stuff like that, and all these games getting added and having the ability to upscale them. Like, I think I saw Eddie Player One playing Guardians of the Galaxy on it, and I know he's got not necessarily the biggest or best beefy computer, but watching him play that on like a cloud service, it's like watching Stadia in 4K for the first time again, but seeing another platform hit those same marks. It's incredible to see technology continue to grow. and I'm all for it. Anything that gives gamers more variety, more freedom to play all the games that they want to play without having to spend, $1,000 on something or vice versa is a win in my book.
True. Good point. Duncan, I see you flopping your hands around. What's going on?
I think GTP would be saying probably the same as me. This is not like a Stadium 4K. This is a step beyond Stadium 4K. It's like nearly, for me, it was nearly like, do you remember going from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox to the Xbox 360 and you went into HD? It is that sort of leap for me. It is an absolutely monumental sort of step up. If you're impressed with Stadia in the 4K, I would love to hear if you got your hands on the GFN 3080, what you would think about it.
That's true. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I mean, I'm not trying to knock it down as like a little bit. I mean, to me, the idea of streaming a game 4K with the low latency was back then when it first was announced, impossible in my head, like to see things run that well. So I think what I'm trying to scope it as the possibility of making things 10 times, if not 20 times better through a streaming service. GFN has blown my mind with the capacity and skill that they've provided in making this experience that much better. And it's, for me, that's why I was saying for me, it was like seeing that the first time, a 4K game being streamed through without a console itself. So, I mean, it obviously, to each their own on the description, but that's just how it felt towards me, was being incredibly blown away. And that's how it's been. And I've seen it with many people, like even Meg, the facial expressions and seeing like, wow, I'm playing this game on a 3080 and on a laptop that runs very, very little or stutters, and it's like no issues whatsoever. So it's incredible to see technology continue to grow like that.
True. And good point with that. GTP, did you want to get in here with that, or should we just
No, because I saw Duncan's reaction. I knew what he was thinking, like, yo, this 4K is so far beyond the Stadia 4K. But I also knew what Link was saying. The shock and awe of what Stadia pulled off back when it launched is the feeling you get when you get that now shock and awe of the 30. Like, wow, it's happened again, another leap and another experience. So I get what he was saying.
Yeah, true. And yeah, I think it's different. Stadia, like you were saying, Link, that 4K, even till now, when I introduce people to Stadia as a whole, right? The simplicity, the ease of use, the just being able to get on, hop on, play a game, get off, and again, pushing 4K that matters it was revolutionary at the time. But yeah, I do see what Duncan and GTP is saying. There is just something about this 3080, especially like, I remember GTP or Guardians of the Galaxy Shield TV 4K. I was talking to Project Storm, and he was saying that is kind of what sold him on the 3080 and GFN. I mean, you look at that gameplay footage, and it's like really breathtaking.
Yeah, I saw Project comment on that video, which is rare for him, to be impressed, and he's like, wow, like is this like for real? Like this is a real video? Like this is what it looked like? I'm like, dude, the YouTube video doesn't even do it justice by the time I get it through editing into YouTube. I was like, it's been absolutely just totally impressive, just like Duncan and everybody else says. I've been so excited for the EU people to finally get it, because I've been waiting because we got it here like a month ago, and I'm like, come on, they've got to get on this and try it. And every single person that tries it is blown away by what GFN has done.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, Link, and it's good to hear y'all's take, Duncan and GTP. But let's hear from Gamer Man. Want to know if you've tried this out yet? If so, how has the experience been with it?
Yeah, Link, you are a man's man for that. Very, I guess, gracious position of giving someone else your 3080 tier slot. Me
Yeah,
personally,
seriously.
I have a 3080, man, but guess what? I'm taking a slot all day, every day. When I travel, I need it. Hey, man, it can't be beat, hands down. It just can't be beat, can't be touched. I love it. The latency it's a new level of latency, new level of fidelity. Nothing comes close. And I'm sorry, I love Stadia too, but guess what? Stadia's 4K isn't this 4K. Stadia's latency isn't this latency. So, yeah, I'll leave it there. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. So it sounds like most of the panel members have got. I'm just glad, like GTP was saying, people can finally experience this, right? It's just like Luna. Like talking about Luna, I don't like that because like you guys, we're like almost split here. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 3. If Chief was on here, 3 or 4 people in EU, and then 3 or 4 in the US. So talking about something you guys haven't tested yet, it doesn't feel right? So I'm glad that now, when we talk about this, people in the EU can finally chime in and say, yeah, this has been my experience. But yeah, good stuff overall. And again, I'm glad that everyone is enjoying the 3080 tier. But let's move on to the games because you guys have been following this podcast. The last 2 weeks have been a little hard on GFN. But it looks like I'm going to eat my words today. I wouldn't call this a week because I feel like they've done a great job with the games coming to GFN this week. So to talk about again, I would say the biggest game this week was Chorus, right? But they have it in 2 storefronts with I just realized Holz is not on the panel. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So Holz, we miss you, my dude. But yeah, Chorus came out on Epic Game Store and Steam same day release. We had Icarus, which was a Steam game released this week. We had MXGP 2021's an official motocross video game. We had Prop Night, Steam. We had War Tales. We had Dead by Daylight free on Epic Game Store. You can play this with GFN free, right? Someone's making the argument GFN doesn't have free games, but again, with Epic Game Store, you get free games, right? We had Hectech Mayhem. This is a League of Legends story. We had Rune King, which is another League of Legends story, and Timberin, right? So again, huge selection of games. So I'm gonna open this up to you guys, the panel members, and see what your takes are on this game. So we'll start with Monkey here. Have you played any of these games, and what are your takes on GFN game selection this week?
This week, I
sorry, for the sake of time, let's just do the whole month's roadmap because again, they give us the month of December as well. So just to add to that, A Train All Board is coming. Monopoly Madness is coming. Siberia, The World Before is coming. White Shadows is a new game launching on Steam is coming. Battle Beast Forewarned, Operanica, I don't know what that is. Super Macbot, Tannerberg, Untitled Goose Game, Wargroove. Those are the games coming to GFN. So, just talk about those as well. Sorry.
Okay, so Chorus we already know about. Icarus, tried the beta. Wasn't all that into it. It's that survival style game. It has a certain audience, and I am not one of those. I do not have the patience for them. I do have a gripe with MXGP and MotoGP games in general. Those types of games, I would buy them. I would play them if they were a little bit easier on the wallet. The MXGP game looks really good. Looks like something that I would enjoy jumping into for an hour or 2 at a time. But it's £40, man, and that's a lot of money for me to put into a game that I'm only going to play once or twice a month or something like that. Prop Night. Best way to describe that is a cartoony version of Dead by Daylight with props. That's such a big rip-off, basically. But that's coming from the developers that are bringing out the day before, if anyone's saw the trailers for that. It's supposed to be out this summer. It's now coming out spring next year. Sort of hybrid between sort of Days Gone, what's that one, Dying Light sort of thing. Looks like it has loads of potential, so don't know what the developers were thinking about putting that game out. War Tales, I'm going to purchase that the next time it's on sale. That looks really good. Action RPG. Dead by Daylight, hate that game. Not even claiming it because it's
Are you
free.
serious? It's a free game.
Yeah, but I'm not going to play it, man. I will claim it, but I'm not going to play it. The two that I'm really excited about is actually the two League of Legends Stories games, Hextech Mayhem and Ruined King. I think it's been a long time coming that League of Legends has put out some games like this. Ruined King looks fantastic. And just to get a quick dig in, Timberborn looks dreadful, and no doubt Duncan's going to want to play that. As for the rest of the month's games, nothing's really coming. Nothing's really jumping out at me other than, like yourself, Ace, extremely annoying trying to pronounce all of those games in the one go. So, yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot. Okay. Thanks for that.
And breathe.
Thanks for that. How about you, Linkless? Link up with you here. I like that. Sorry, but
no, that's perfectly fine. I enjoy the little play on words with my name. I think I do it enough on my stream.
Yeah.
So Chorus, of course. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Icarus, I did see a little bit of the beta. I didn't necessarily play it. I like survival games, but there was a lot of things that I've heard on it. There was like mixed reviews on them, so I left myself to not touch that game. A buddy of mine did play it. He said it's decent, but it does still need a little bit of work. But I have seen some streamers say that it actually is a really good game. So I might check it out eventually. There's just so many to play right now. Like I haven't gotten a chance to just sit down with one game. I'm not a big motocross person, so MXGP is not on my list. Prop Night, not really my thing either. War Tales did interest me. I don't know if I'll go all in on that one, but I'll definitely check it out. Dead by Daylight, I have it on Stadia already, so I don't have to worry about that. And I think I have it on Xbox too, so that's already mine. So I'll still pick it up for PC just to have it. Hextech Mayhem and Ruined King. I will actually come back to those because I have a few things to say on that one.
Ooh.
Timberborn, I did check out and see. It looks like a RTS game without the fighting. So it was pretty interesting. It seems a little bit more laid back, but like there's a game that was
It's
similar
a city
to
builder.
There you go. Thank you. That's what I want. The Skylines, right? Is that what it's called? Skyline City or something like that? Or City Skyline?
City Builder Skyline.
Yeah, but it's with beavers,
yeah.
right? It's with beavers?
Exactly.
So that was interesting. It was very interesting. So I'm interested to see how that one is. I did catch a couple of video clips of it, so it was interesting to take a look at. Out of the upcoming list, Serbia, I believe I've seen before on console. It's been a minute, either console or PC. I can't remember the one. And Monopoly Madness, I'll probably pick up because it's Monopoly, and what better way to ruin friendships than with a little bit of Monopoly. Right. As far as the other ones go, I didn't really get a chance to take a look because they didn't seem like they were up my alley. I've seen Untitled Goose Game, so seeing that on the Epic Game Store, I know it's a really good game. I have not been able to play a lot of it. I've played maybe like 2 levels of it, and that was it. But there's just so much to play. So to go back to Hextech Mania and Ruined King, I'm really glad that Riot Forge is finally making more games come out. As far as Hextechs go, I'm a little bit iffy, but I like the idea that they're using the like music beats to go with the gameplay. So it's like you have to follow the beat, but there's actually like a level of difficulty to it. So it's a very interesting. I don't know if it's something I would play, but I like that they're adding more variety, that League is not just League anymore. It's kind of like Riot is expanding to something else. But that one I might not touch. Ruined King, though, I've been playing on the Xbox little by little. That is probably one of my favorite RPG turn-based games. The story itself is really good. The mechanics to the gameplay when it comes to turn-based is a little bit different. They have what are called lanes, so you can do different attacks either at heavier damage and longer paces or quicker pace, light damage. But it's actually really good. It almost feels like a mixture of a dungeon crawler with an RPG turn-based. I would check it out if you like League of Legends. You don't necessarily have to understand League of Legends at all to play the game. It's like its own story itself, but the art style's good. The story and voice acting is great. So I would definitely pick that one up. As far as Hextech Mania though, or Mayhem, that's gonna have to be on the back burner for me for now.
Okay. So wait, which one were you saying to take a look at? It's not this one, right?
It's Ruined King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was taking a look at this. I think you're right, man. It looks like a good game. It looks like it might be a sleeper hit. It
really is. I've been enjoying everything about it so far.
That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. Well, so I heard there was something with this game in GFN though, right? It's something about it not being available right away.
It's offline still.
It's still offline. Yeah. So if you want to play this right now in GFN, you can't play it, right?
No, unfortunately not. No, it's down for maintenance. But yeah, just keep checking the status page, and as soon as we find out, we'll try and let people know as well. You know.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, this game looks good. This is definitely one I've been wanting to try, but again, still offline. But I mean, look at the visuals, man. Looks really, really cool. And League of Legends lately, I don't know if you guys have been following, but they've been trying to flesh out the story. You know, you have the Arcane Netflix show, which is incredible if you guys haven't watched it. But this is supposed to be like a story focused game around the League of Legends characters as well. So it's pretty cool to see them diving deeper with the story of Leagues, man. It's awesome stuff.
Do you know what I like? Just quickly before you move on, Link made a very good point that it does look like you don't need to have any experience with the franchise to jump into the game.
Right.
And I think the TV show's the same.
Yeah.
I think it sort of put me off actually starting it because I haven't played League of Legends or kept up with it for quite some time now. But yeah, so I really like that. They're making it accessible to everyone, basically, you know, not just for the hardened followers of the franchise. I'm all for that sort of thing, and yeah, long may that continue. And I'm with Link. Ruined King it's the standout for me this week, and I don't know why I've not bought it yet. I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, it's actually worth it. I think it's $30 for the base game and $40 if you decide to get like the deluxe version that has the cosmetic stuff. So it's really not that bad of a buy.
That's awesome. Cool, good stuff. How about you, GTP? What's your take on the GFN games this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it fairly short. I think this is a pretty strong wrap up for the year. A lot of games hitting in December. Arguably nothing AAA, but there's a ton of good stuff in here. I think the three main games for me, of course, are going to be Chorus, MXGP, and Ruined King. I will be playing Ruined King over on Xbox, but it's a great grab over here on GeForce Now. I think for the entire month of December, those three games are really the top ones for me, the biggest hitters, because all those are games that I'll be playing anyways, one place or the other. Did somebody say MXGP was like $40 on PC? Because I haven't looked at it over there. I think it's like $60 on Xbox, like a regular price game over on Xbox. So.
Oh no, sorry, GTP. That was myself. It's £40 for me,
okay.
So that's probably going to be the same for you on Steam. Yeah.
All right, cool. Sale. So yeah, so those three I think are probably the strongest for the month. I do suspect we'll see some games that aren't on the list. Last month we got 9? I forget. It was quite a few games. Every month we tend to get those extra drops. So I hope we get something fun in here. I wanted to see some EA games. Yeah. Since we had resolved a lot of that login issue, so I was a little disappointed. So my gut tells me just hang on, maybe we'll get a surprise EA drop this month. But yeah, I think it's a great month for them, and I think they've had a fantastic year overall. So
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks for that, GTP. How about you, Ben? What's your take on the GFN games this week?
I mean, I know Icarus is really popular, and I want to play Chorus. I'll probably play it on Luna, so I don't have to pay for it. But there's a lot of good games in there. I know League of Legends has a good story. I've never played League of Legends. I have a friend who's addicted to it, and that's pretty much the main thing he plays. So like I know it's one of those things that kind of sucks you in once you get into it. Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff going on. I did see, like Dead by Daylight. I mean, that was already on Steam, and Untitled Goose Game that was already on Steam as well, and so they're doing their thing. But there is a lot of good stuff in there.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Gamer, let's get to you in this one. What are your thoughts on the games released for GFN this week?
I'll keep it super clean and short. League of Legends, man, you can't beat that. I'm not a huge League fan myself, but God, what they've done with LOL and now Ruin King, I think they can't miss. I mean, no matter what they do, they just can't miss. They're really great. Riot Games all the way. Chorus, obviously, the rest of this, I might touch, might not, give or take. Those are hit or miss for me, but overall, those are the two that I really think people got to try out.
Cool. And do we get to Duncan? Do we talk to you about this?
He did not talk to me. Okay.
Go ahead.
This is the thing I really want to talk about, and we're going to actually be doing the show on this. Most people have been talking about Chorus here. Chorus is a big, massive game. Chorus is in the bottom 3 of this week's games for actual players playing it. The 3 lowest games on Steam this whole day are Chorus, MXGP 2021, and Hextech Mayhem. They have all got under 1,000 people playing them at this moment in time. This is where sometimes you look at the big picture, or you see the games and you think this is an absolutely amazing game. The biggest games this on here are Icarus, War Tales, and the Ruin King. They are the top 3 games there. And Timberborn, yes, that is an 100% game for me. And there's nearly 4,000 people playing that at this moment in time, compared to 900 playing Chorus. That is just putting that some perspective in there. I think people forget that GFN is a PC gamers. So that's where PC gamers go and play, and the games they are picking up here are absolutely awesome. I forgot to mention this earlier. I've actually been playing Hextech Mayhem as well. I love the Ribbon games, and it's made by the same people who make Bit, whatever it's called. I forget the name of that, but Bit Ribbon games, where it's a good wee game there. It's difficult, and you will get it will take a wee while to get your head round. So I think this is an absolute great week for GFN. They're picking the right games. Because Icarus has nearly got by 50,000 people playing that at this moment in time. And again, this just gets over the time and time again. We had that discussion last week about the game, the tower defense game, which actually had more people playing it than Guardians of the Galaxy. I think knocking a life in the park with bringing the right games for their platform.
Cool.
I got you thinking. I got you thinking, Marius.
Yeah. Interesting. But you said Chorus only has 1,000 people playing it?
Less than 1,000, 900.
Less than 1,000?
And the game that I get made fun of, Timberborn, has 4,000 people playing that at the moment.
Huh. Interesting.
Now that's just on Steam, right?
That's just on Steam.
Steam based. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it made brilliant. The Chorus is coming, but Timberborn, if you want to have a laugh, is probably a better fit into the GFN sort of pool, because it actually has more people playing than Chorus.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Go ahead. Duncan, go ahead.
Go, Hell Monkey, go.
Okay.
So no, I was just going to say I see exactly what Duncan means. He's absolutely spot on. Those 3 games, yeah, Icarus, War Tales, and Rune King, they are PC gamers' bread and butter. So they are. That's the big games. And Chorus it's a console game. It's not a PC game in the grand scheme of things. So on that basis, I would like to revoke my earlier statement. Maybe multiplayer isn't the best option.
There you go.
Unless it's crossplay, of course.
Yeah.
It's crossplay.
Yeah.
No, great points. Sorry, crack on, Ace. Crack on.
All right, so let's move on. I'm looking. We still have PlayStation, Stadia, and Xbox Cloud Gaming. So let's be quick with this, right? So if you guys haven't been following the news, there's a Bloomberg article released about Sony planning a new subscription service aimed at competing with Gamepass. We've heard about this. This is not new. But it seems like we have a time frame about when this is going to be released, and we have a name for it, which is kind of like a beta name called Spartacus, which I think is pretty awesome. One of my favorite shows. But yeah, so what this is pretty much the PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now service merging into one. This states here that it unlocks online multiplayer, mainly PlayStation 4 and 5. No, I'm going to keep reading on. The cloud gaming service that gives you access to PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and 5, and PC. This is false, by the way. They're saying PlayStation Now gives you access to PlayStation 5 games. That's absolutely false. But again, this service, they're saying, should bring retro games, right? PS1, PS2, PS3, and PlayStation portable games. Nowhere does it mention PlayStation 4 games or PlayStation 5 games. So that seems to concern me a little bit, right? Something I feel like Game Pass is killing right now is they bring in same day release Series X, AAA titles from the first party studio to the service. Are we going to see that with this? It was not announced, right? And they're saying the cost should stay. The PlayStation Now normal cost is $60 annually, which is not too bad. But this should be released in spring 2022. So I just want to open this up to the panel. What are your thoughts about this? Do you guys feel like this is the answer to combat Xbox Game Pass? Do you feel like, again, Sony is just missing the ball with the PlayStation Now service? Gonna open this up. Anyone? Come on, I don't want to spend a lot of time here. Go ahead. Anyone?
I'll go first quickly.
Sure.
I don't know which article you were reading, Ace, but I have the Bloomberg one up right now.
Yeah.
The original.
Send it to me. If you
yeah,
can.
sorry. Yeah, I'm a wee bit concerned, like you said there, if they're going to open up a sort of Game Pass-esque competitor that they wouldn't have exclusive games on there. I mean, I don't think they can do that without having any exclusive games on.
Did the article mention that though?
No,
Okay.
it doesn't really say. So it says there's going to be 3 tiers, sort of thing, to this new service codenamed Spartacus, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
So, sorry, it does say the second tier would offer a large catalogue of PlayStation 4 and eventually PlayStation 5 games.
Okay.
And then it says the third tier would add in game demos, game streaming, and a library of classics. What worries me here is that you may end up having to pay for the more expensive third tier to get game streaming. If that's going to be the case, I think it'd be better just leaving it as it is. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do, because they can't just come out and make basically Game Pass for PlayStation, because that just will not wash with that loyal PlayStation fan base. They will not accept that whatsoever. They will not accept the fact that they've been paying for exclusives for years through the nose, and then now they're just going to throw them in as a subscription sort of thing. I don't think they would they would like that. But then again, you just never know. You never know. But ultimately, I know I'm going to be disappointed because in some way, shape, or form, Sony will shaft its users like they usually do. So there you go. Someone else can go.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Okay. G2P, I'm sorry. No, I said no.
You know, the interesting thing, like one point of Hell Monkeys is that he's not sure if it would go okay with the fans as far as putting exclusives into the subscription service. I actually think they really need to put their exclusives into the subscription service to make it viable. But oftentimes people hate the thing that they don't have. And we don't know how the PlayStation community would really react if Sony came out and said, you know, this is our service, and going forward, you know, such and such our exclusives will be in there. I seriously doubt they would be like, no, I'm not going to accept that. I don't want those games. And you know what I mean? So I think they hate it because they don't have it yet. Game Pass offers the best value in gaming. I don't think PlayStation can just mimic it, but I've been saying all year that they'll eventually merge PS Plus and PS Now together. They're like their own totally separate little thing for like $60 each right now. And I don't know what those 3 tiers will entail. I believe the top tier, I don't know if it locks the streaming, or I could see it more locking the PS5 games, or I don't know how they're going to work those tiers out. I think there's a ton of details we just don't know yet. But when it's said and done, this service will look very Sony. I don't expect it to be quite the same value of Game Pass, but I think it's going to revamp and step up the value of what PlayStation has to offer.
Interesting. The tiers drive me insane.
Yeah, that's the confusing part. I don't know, because we know Game Pass has tiers already, right? You have Game Pass just for console. You have Ultimate, which gives you console, PC, and cloud. And we know eventually they'll probably peel cloud off when it gets good enough and let people just subscribe to that. But we're a ways off from that. So I know they'll have kind of a tier thing too. Maybe Sony's just going to start that way. Maybe they're just going to be ready and start that way. I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyone else? Go ahead, Duncan.
I'll jump in here. I think this is just a tidy up. It's just merging PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now. I know people say Game Pass is amazing value. PlayStation Now, I could probably put a good argument up that's even more value than Game Pass. The amount of games on there is absolutely unreal. And I think people underestimate that because they haven't really marketed it at all, which is really, really unusual for PlayStation. I think this is just a complete another revamp of all this, and it is going to get a fresh lick of paint, and it's going to look worse value if you didn't understand the PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now in the first instance, because I think they're going to just go away, and this is just going to be the main thing. But what I really liked about this is the big emphasis on cloud. I think it was maybe down the bottom of the article where cloud is going to be a big, massive focus on it. So it's going to be interesting to watch. And I think we're not going to get the Sony or PlayStation big first-party games day and date, but I think we're going to see them get added and not taken away going forward. And they'll probably drop a nice big one when this launch, probably like a Ratchet and Clank or something, just to get people going. So
would you see that as more of like the EA Play non-pro subscription on PC, like, or on Xbox, where they drop their games in a little bit later, whether it be 3 to 9 months later, and then they stay there?
Yeah, that's the way I think. I don't even think it's going to be 3 to 6 months. I think we're talking about a year. Wow. Because I think it's going to be a lot longer, because they are in the position at this moment in time to be able to do that. Just because of the dominant sort of position they are at the moment. I think when Xbox really starts to catch up and puts them under significant pressure at the retail and stuff like that, they may change it down the line, but I don't think they're going to be rushed into it.
Okay. Gamer, what's your take here, man?
I think it's pretty much the same as everyone else. As long as the service can carry some exclusives, they'll be fine. I mean, it's Sony. They can't miss either. Just like Nintendo, they won't miss when they're ready to drop their cloud service. So I think the 3 big dogs, when they're full bore in cloud, it's questionable for everyone else. in my opinion. I'm not outside of GFN if they continue, their strides. But yeah, that's about it for me, man. They won't miss.
Okay.
Sony.
Fair enough. Link TV, what's your take here?
I think it was a long time coming. It's just they didn't know how to do it. And I think actually putting in the cloud service together is a huge plus. I've used their cloud service before. It actually worked really well for me. So I'm kind of glad to see that it's getting merged into one thing. And I think this is a huge positive move for them. Like everybody else said, though, I think the exclusivity being on there is going to be a huge factor. And when it comes to the value of it, I think the value differentiates depending on it, because I feel like I know Gamepass has a really good value, and I've gotten my money's worth from it. But I know PlayStation has its value too, because I've dabbled in both before. And there's a lot of stuff that I really like from PlayStation, but there's also a lot of stuff that I really enjoy from Xbox being on there. So I think it's definitely going to thrive because of its fan base. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're going to add on top of it, because the price point is going to be the biggest like icebreaker to see what's going to happen with it. If they decide to make it a large increase, which I'm hoping they're not. I'm hoping they're just going to keep it the same and continue. I think it's going to be a huge benefit for PlayStation users to utilize both the streaming service and hopefully, if possible, they're able to integrate that onto their consoles to be used. That's going to be a huge plus.
Yeah, I agree. And, we talk about this in the show a lot about how competition is good for the whole industry, right? So, we can make the argument like if Microsoft didn't push Game Pass, we even be seeing this from Sony, right? Again, the Sony having the PlayStation Network, the online service, again, you can make the argument that was a response to Microsoft Xbox Live at the time. So it's pretty cool, again, to see competition. And this is just one of those things of, like Sony might end up making a better product than something that we probably wouldn't or didn't have previously because of what the competitors are doing. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
And I just want to throw this out here. It's going to be another subscription. We're definitely entering into an era where buying games is going to become less and less because people are going to be waiting for it to hit their subscription of choice. We see that with Xbox. Yes, people buy games on Xbox. Absolutely brilliant, but the majority of people out there are likely just to be waiting to Game Pass. You're just going to be waiting on it, and then you have that with Luna now, as we're going to talk about cloud gaming, and you've got that with Stadia and Stadia Pro. People are wanting the games in the subscriptions. They don't mind supplementing it, but most of the games people are going to play are going to be part of this, and we're going to get to the stage where it's going to be like the streaming services on what we've got now. If you want to watch TV or movies, you're going to have to subscribe to a load of different ones out there to get your full selection. And it's something some of us have been talking about for a while, and this is why there's been so much consolidation out there and so many first-party games getting made, and we've seen PlayStation be doing that with buying up their studios and Xbox doing it. It's just fascinating just to see this all pan out. Who is going to be first, PlayStation or Xbox, to allow us to buy games in the cloud? And that is going to be a big telling factor in it as well.
True. Anyone else before we move on? We've still got 2 other platforms to cover here. Anyone else about this?
Just quickly, I want to see Sony make their cloud service available on more devices, because as it stands right now, I don't see it really as a streaming service being on PC only. There's been some hints at this, unofficial controller images for have been leaked that they're supposed to be creating. It's all exciting, and we're just in the unknown right now. And what I want from is going to be different from you, Jerry, Duncan. It's just exciting. It's exciting. Everyone's trying to utilize the cloud right now, and there's going to be something that can fill your needs from month to month. It's great.
Cool. All right, so let's move on to Google Stadia. So as you guys know, Stadia, thank you for the shout outs with the banner. There's just a lot going on in the background, and sometimes they forget. So appreciate the love in the comments. But yeah, so Stadia Pro was a thing this week with pretty decent games, right? We had Transformers Battleground, which realistically speaking, I haven't played yet. We had Wreckfest, which I did play. That was a pretty solid game, right? We had Destroy All Humans, which I think is a really good game. The Falconeer Warrior Edition was another game as well. So overall, I would say this was a pretty solid month for Stadia Pro. I just want to know for you guys, let's start with that. Did any of you claim any of these games? And have you guys been playing any of these games on Google Stadia? So to get started, let's start with Link TV, man.
I claimed all of them. I've played what is it, Wreckfest? Is that what it's called? I always hear it. I always think breakfast every time I hear the name. Right. I did play Wreckfest with Jem today. It's actually a really fun game. I definitely need to get the controls down because it's supposed to be like a derby racer. So I'm always in for a little bit of chaos when it comes to racing. So I'm excited for that. I have not touched Transformers, but that is definitely on my list because I'm a huge Transformers fan. Just the nostalgia of it, and I saw that it's turn-based. I love turn-based games, so it's like right up my alley, and I'm excited to play that one. That's definitely going to be something I'm going to chill back and play probably on like my Sunday afternoons and just chill back and watch that one. Destroy All Humans, though, I played the heck out of that on console. I'm going to play the heck out of that on Stadia as well. So I'm looking forward to that one for sure. As far as the other ones, though, I think there was there one more, I think? Or was it just the 3?
We got that. Didn't we get a pro game? No.
So it was Falconeer and Foreclosed as well.
Foreclosed. That's the one I'm thinking of. That's the one that I really want to play. The art style itself, the comic-esque feel to it, the angles. I'm really looking forward to that game, and I've been looking forward to it since it was first announced. So I'm glad that it's on there. I'm definitely picking that one up and playing.
I saw Foreclosed in my library, and I was like, what the hell is this game doing there? I didn't purchase this. So now it makes sense. Okay. Wow. All right. How did I miss that? That's crazy. So that's another pro game.
It's been under the radar. It was like announced once, and then you didn't hear anything about it, and now it's crazy. Like back. But that was definitely a top tier one that I wanted to play just because I love the aesthetic of it, the comic book feel, the angle, and the story looked good. It was it's like a third-person shooter, I think, or no, first-person shooter, but it just looks so good. Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. All right, Duncan, what's your take on the Stadia Pro games this week?
Okay, I'm going to preface this at the start. I think this is a decent enough Stadia Pro month. I think there's a lot of good games there. However, for me, this is the month which has tipped me over the edge. And as Holtz has actually said in the chat here, subscription fatigue. And I have cancelled my Stadia Pro for the first time since... it's the first time I've cancelled it, and I am a founder member. Unfortunately, there is no games there which, for me, are justifying me continuing. I'm just rephrasing, just getting this out here. I think it's decent enough. I think it's pretty good. If you're a Stadia user, you can go and play these. It is good enough. But because of the lot of crossover between all the different services out there, for me, this is the month which has tipped me just over the edge. Just go, I am no longer subbing to it.
Okay, fair enough. GTP, what's your take here?
I feel
with
you,
the pro
Duncan.
games?
But I only sub for the 4K and for the game testing for the channel mostly. Anyway, I've never subbed for the games. It's never been about the games for me. It's always been about the stream quality, even the 1440p here on my monitor locally. So I've always been willing to pay the $10 for that, unfortunately. But I did say last week it was a strong drop of pro games, honestly, for the most part. Wreckfest is a lot of fun. It's a game I've played a lot on other platforms, so I won't be jumping into it. But for the players on Stadia, that game is a ton of fun. Definitely get used to the controls, Link, but it is a lot of fun. I played it on PC a lot. Destroy All Humans, love that game. I'm a nostalgia freak anyway. I used to watch the movie Mars Attacks literally while playing Destroy All Humans. Like, I lived in that era for quite a long time. So I've played through the remake as well. Great for Stadia. They do have it in 4K. Tops off at 30 FPS, unfortunately, but it will stream and run in 4K, which is cool. So I think those were good for Stadia overall for the Pro. Because Pro's been a little weak for me, honestly, for the past few months. Nothing much there. And again, like I said, I never really subbed for the games anyways, but December was definitely a better month for them.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. How about you, Gamer? What's your take on the pro games Stadia this month?
Yeah. So like GTP said, it isn't about the games for me because, habitually I just click buy. I think I own most games that come to pro anyway. So if it isn't a new pro game, it doesn't impress me or do anything for me. It just makes me feel like crap. So regarding Wreckfest though, I mean, I'm having fun with that. Although I have not progressed on to any of the other career races. I'm sticking with only riding lawnmowers for now and tractors. So that's where I'm having my fun. I'm just knocking people off of tractors and lawnmowers and watching the ragdoll physics at play. That's it.
It's lovely.
That's good enough for me. Yeah. But hey, good pro month, I guess.
Yeah. Anyone, Monkey, what's your take on Stadia Pro this week?
Yeah, I'm excuse me. I'm happy with it. I've like Link, massive Transformers fan. I played a few hours of that during the week there. A couple of days ago. It's great. It's kind of a kids game, but it's not. I think it's trying to suit a lot of people. Wreckfest is fantastic. I love the soft body sort of simulation in that game. Falconeer never really interested me all that much. I think it's an end of year filler for a subscription service. This is the last Stadia Pro month before the new year, so and we all know we're looking to Stadia to see what they're doing next year, and I mean I can't complain, and I don't think anyone will if they're happy to pay for the subscription. They've got another 5 games there that's going to be there no matter when you go back to, like Duncan, he's cancelled his. If you go back to that next year, you're going to have all those games again, which is a big bonus. There have been other places before now, but if you don't play it anywhere else, this is your first time experiencing these games. It's great. I can't complain. I think it's good. 5 games. We complained when there was only 4 for the last few months. And we've got 5, so yeah. But Transformers is great. If you love Transformers and you're a big geek like me, have a go on that. It's really fun.
Yeah. So my experience with these pro games, like this awesome tab on Windows for Google Stadia, you just go there and you click claim all. That's what I do. To be really honestly speaking, I probably have not. I tried Wreckfest again. Haven't tried Transformers, but Wreckfest I was trying to play it to see how it runs because I've tried an xCloud and I thought it was a decent experience. But man, something that I think about, I'm not even lying when I say this. 17 family members that I have brought onto Google Stadia, and we have the family share with about 6 or 7 of us. I can't. It's maxed out. Whatever the max is, we have that going on 2 accounts, right? So again, we Nigerians, it's all about like finding deals and whatever the case might be. So we're milking the crap out of this, right? So again, these games, even though if I'm not playing them, I have family members who have kids, right? So if I'm not playing them, I just click claim and then they can play. And so to me, these games come in 5 games, I think is quite brilliant. And here's my thing with Google Stadia right now. Even with the sale, I actually went crazy and I spent like over $150 making purchases for the Black Friday sales because those deals were incredible. But I was like, no, refund, 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 and refund. The reason being is this pattern of games coming to Pro. So let me see. Breakfast and Transformers are new, but the Falconeer I purchased and I refunded because I had a feeling that was coming for Pro Survey devs, but I'm glad I did. I did purchase Destroyer All Human, and I didn't purchase Foreclosed. So the way I grade Stadia now is how many games have I purchased in the past compared to how many games did I skip to where I can claim and in a way not spend money on it. But I would say this is 5 games coming. These are decent games for Pro, and man, for people who haven't purchased this in the past, it's a lot of good value here for you guys. But yeah, just hit that claim button and have other people play it, man.
Yes, I just want to jump in there quickly and you've got a bit of guilt there for claiming the games as Pro instead of actually buying games. Don't have that bit of guilt at all because the devs are signing up for this sort of deal. They are not being forced into this. They are going in willing, and this is what I would say to everybody. If the game goes on the subscription service, they are going on there willingly. Go play it on there and don't feel guilty of actually not buying the games, because I know there's actually a lot of people out there who feel guilty, not just yourself, but they are making money on it for going Pro. So just take advantage of it. And even one of the devs, I think it was the Falconeer dev, basically echoed that as well.
Yeah. Good stuff. I want to share my screen with you. I think it was this Duncan just sent pretty interesting. We were talking about chorus earlier, and if you guys don't know who David Jaffe is, he is the creator of the original God of War, and he has a YouTube channel. He has a Twitter. I would highly recommend his stuff. He has no filter, and he just calls things the way they are, and he's not here about feelings. But yeah, he just posted this, which lately he's been talking about cloud gaming, which is quite interesting and exciting. But this is what he posted about Chorus, which was a game we talked about on Luna. First world solutions to first world problems on Luna. I can play it for $6 and I dig it. I'll buy it, man. Competition rocks hard. And I want to say again, shout outs to Luna for getting this game. I talked about this earlier, day one. It's making it's giving a lot of people access to it who were in the fence of knowing if they should go out and shell out $40 for this. But anyway, just thought I'll share that. It's quite interesting. But yeah, let's move on to the last thing. Wait, hold up. Nope, Stadia released 2 games. I'm just gonna open this up for everyone to hop on, and after this, we're gonna move on to Xbox Cloud Gaming. But 2 games were, if I can find these games, I know Dynasty Warriors. Where
Dynasty
are you?
Warriors, okay. 9 Empires, and Jackbox.
There you go, Jackbox Pack 7. Were the 2 games announced, right? So we're seeing this. From what I remember, they said every bi-weekly they're gonna give us some news too, but they gave us news last week. give us news again this week. And it just seems like they have these games. I don't know if these deals have been made previously, but they slowly, right, like filling up the library with games. Again, Dynasty Warriors is a I can never say the name. Koi. Who are the devs for this game? How do you pronounce it? Is Koei.
Koi.
Koi.
Yeah, I think it's
Just say koi like the fish.
Let's say that. But from what I recall, this is the first game on Stadia, right?
Believe so.
Correct.
Okay, so this opens potential. I mean, Dynasty Warriors is a huge franchise. Not a lot of people, are up for it, but it's one that I played. But again, to see Koi come to Google Stadia, I feel like it's pretty big deal. Again, they've been doing a good job. They got Dragon Quest. They've got some Square Enix games, Final Fantasy, and I can't remember that RPG, but
Ease.
they got East too.
Trails of Cold
Trails
Steel.
of they got those. I'm talking Octopath Traveler. They got that as
yeah.
well, right? But yeah, so this coming with Jackbox Party Pack 7. Just want to open this up to the panel and see what's your take on this game coming. You guys excited? You guys gonna pick this up? And what does this do for the Stadia game library as a whole? Anyone can hop on before we move to Xbox Cloud Gaming.
I'll quickly go. The Jackbox Pack 7's fantastic game to get this time of year. Everyone's going to be spending, time together, with it being Christmas, family, etc. Dynasty Warriors, great franchise. The only thing that worries me is it's a kind of PC game. Is it enough to draw some players over?
It's a console game.
I would have thought it was more of a PC game personally.
Mobile. Honestly, mobile.
Yeah, so and with that actually, so if that is the case, that sort of reiterates my thoughts behind where Stadia is sort of going, with sort of merging, bringing mobile gamers into this landscape to experience, sort of the next level of mobile games. The fact that you can use Stadia everywhere, and can I just say, hats off to Stadia. They obviously had all their plans this year for games coming, because you see it every couple of weeks. 2 games come, 2 games are coming. They're letting us know. So these are obviously planned in advance, and they know that they're coming, which is great. Long may that continue. Just two solid games. Nothing more to say on that. They just keep going at their own little pace as they do, and yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Again, just open up to everyone.
I'll jump in here, and I think it's absolutely great that they've announced them. And what they've done with Destiny Warriors is they have announced that it's coming, but they haven't given a date, even though we've got a date for other platforms. And like I have said multiple times, Hell Monkey, I am absolutely fine with that. It's I'm just getting my wee gig in there. As long as they announce that the game is coming, so people can plan accordingly. If it's coming, people will go, I'm going to probably wait for it, or I have to pick it up somewhere. Just give us the choice to actually do that. So I'm actually glad that Destiny Warriors is coming, because it is a fairly well-known franchise out there. So absolutely great.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll jump in on that one.
Yeah.
Jackbox is definitely probably the biggest one that I saw on there. It's not to shy away from Dynasty Warriors. I used to play that way back on PlayStation 2. It's a very nostalgic, and it's evolved into a lot of great things while still keeping its core mechanic and gameplay style. They've made so many, it makes me worry sometimes, but they've done a good job of keeping it at a good pace, not changing too much, but also keeping it innovative. But Jackbox definitely takes the cake for being the, like Helmucky said, it's Christmas time. You're going to be spending time with family. It's a party game. It's a game with multiple party games, and it's definitely worth the buy because you can play anywhere. You do not have to be in the same room. you can play over the internet. All you need is a mobile device and one person that has the game, or a computer or a tablet, doesn't matter. But the ease of access with that game is probably the highest value to it, that one person needs to purchase it and 8 people can play. It's incredible. So that one definitely is a huge plus for Stadia.
True. Cool. Thanks for the input. Let's move on to the last platform that we are going to be covering in today's show. So we got Xbox Cloud Gaming, and as you guys know, they gave us half of the roadmap for December. Some people think this is it. So they normally give us, they normally give us the beginning of a roadmap, and then later in the month they give us the rest. But yeah, let's take a look at the games coming. It's pretty impressive. 9 games coming to the cloud, which I think is one of the most that we've seen for Xbox Cloud Gaming as a whole. So to look at these games, and you guys let me know what your thoughts are, right? We have Lawn Mowing Simulator, probably Duncan's favorite game of all time. We have Cloud Console PC, we have Battle Sector, we have Rubber Bandits, we have Space World, Oregon Trading Simulator. Here comes Gamepass with simulators too. We got Halo Infinite. I would say it's probably the biggest game coming, and then Arkville, and I can't read this, but then Aliens. We'll just call it that. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games coming to the cloud, with Halo being the biggest one. Just want to open this up to the panel. We'll start with GTP. What are your thoughts about these games coming to Xbox Cloud Gaming for this month?
Yeah, with Halo coming, it's actually more than I thought they were going to announce for the first half of December. And like you said, this is only part of, whatever they're going to have for the rest of the month. A lot of great little games in here, but for me, obviously it's going to be all about Halo, whether that's going to be in the cloud, console, PC. I'll be playing that all over the place. And another great one for me is Aliens. I almost bought this game, and I held because I'm pretty sure it's going to hit Game Pass. Usually I just buy games right away because I want to play them right away, but I did hold off on this one, so I was kind of jumping up and down because I'm like, yes, I will get Halo Infinite, I will get Aliens, I'm set. So for me, that's the good ones to start off the month. That snowboarding game or whatever they announced at E3 is not delayed, right? Like, we're still getting that for December, Duncan, right? So that would be in the next roadmap. There's a really cool snowboarding game coming out for Cloud Console PC for Game Pass.
Do you remember
that I'm waiting
name?
for? I'm trying to remember. It's escaping me. I was
remember.
thinking of it. Maybe you can't. Oh, come on, Duncan or Link, you guys should.
Okay.
But that's what I'm waiting for on the next announcement for the rest of December. But yeah, this was really awesome, and definitely, like I said, Halo and Aliens for me all the way.
Cool.
Oh, I just remember there's an extra game dropped in Time Scraper or whatever it's called. Dropped in as well this week.
So for Xbox Cloud Gaming?
Yeah.
Just on that front, I think there's actually another extra game dropped in. It's called Anvil. Anvil Vault something. So it was a game preview for a console, but it's appeared in the recently added section of the xCloud library. It's a game preview as well, so we're up to 11 now.
Oh, Shredders. Sorry, Shredders is the name of that snowboarding game coming.
Shredders.
Yeah, it's a really high graphical looking game,
yes.
And it looks really good.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks great. I can't wait.
Interesting. All right, Duncan, what's your take on these games?
Yeah, obviously, even though I don't like it, Halo is the big game. I have never really got into Halo. I've played the first couple, but never really got into it. But believe it or not, I'm going to be giving this a try because I think I've played a bit of the multiplayer and it really got me sucked in a bit to it. So they're pretty decent, the game, and I'm going to go for it isn't Lawnmower Simulator, it's the actual other one. It's a Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. I seen that in one of these events. It just looks absolutely nuts with an absolutely weird and wacky sense of humor, so I'm looking forward to that one. So I'll let the other people get their thoughts in because everybody wants to talk about Halo.
Okay. How about you? Let's check in with Link. What do you take? What's your take on these games, man?
Aside from, of course, Halo, because nostalgia and
Yeah.
all the bits to it. Stardew Valley is a great game. If you've never played it, I highly recommend that one. Aliens is a great game, so you're definitely gonna like that one. If you're a huge fan of the Aliens franchise, you're gonna enjoy it. The Anvil game I did play. It just wasn't for me. It felt a little bit clunky, but that's just my take on it. I did try it out for like a good hour, but it didn't appetize me as much as I was hoping it would. Though Among Us is probably one of the huge ones for console that I know a lot of us were waiting for to come out. I know I'm looking forward to it. There's a couple people that I know that were looking forward to it. And probably just because I'm a fan of it and I've always been a fan, Final Fantasy 13, the second version of it, or the second part to it. If you've never played that one specifically, that one's a great one. The second part to it is actually really good, so I would highly check that one out. And I think those are mainly the ones that really stand out the most to me.
Cool. Thanks for that, Link. Oh, what happened to that? How about Gamer, man? What are your thoughts on these games?
I think I'm with everyone else, man, but probably more so with GTP on Halo and Aliens, man. That's all I'm looking forward to, honestly. I need to simplify my cloud gaming life.
True. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the biggest one here is Halo, and I think that's what most people are going to say or play here in Aliens as well. But Monkey, did we get to you here?
No, and I did not kick you out, Duncan. I'm a diplomatic human being. I was going to put it to the vote for not getting into Halo. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so it's going to be hard to top Halo, of course, this month, but you're spoiled for choice. Like, I would honestly try every one of these games in here. Like you guys, Aliens held off in that. I'm going to get that as part of the sub now. Fantastic. I mean, even One Piece Pirate Warriors, which number 4 has got the, dreadful sort of luck of coming out the day after Halo. So that's going to take a bit of time to get some love. That's a good franchise. There's so much going on everywhere. Yeah. And then, I mean, there was a few games that dropped this week from last month as well. Evil Genius 2, Generation Zero, and Mind Scanners. Evil Genius 2, I'm not going to play that with controller on xCloud, but Generation Zero and Mind Scanners look like really interesting games as well. That are just going into the back catalogue. There's too much. I keep saying it. There's too many bloody games, man, that I want to play. I don't have enough of me or enough time in the day. It's just great.
True. Yeah, it's a lot of games. Sorry about that. I was just realizing, man, I'm not all here today, but just checking the polls, GFN and the chorus polls that we had earlier. Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to close it and I closed myself, but we're back. But yeah, just want to open this up to anyone else who we haven't talked to about the Xbox Cloud gaming games. I think that's all right, Monkey. I think you were the last one.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if we were going to talk about the new Clarity Boost feature that came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Is that there? Sorry.
No, that's good. Thank you. Anyone else tried that? Yeah. So I'm gonna just be honest with that, man. There's something with that Edge Canary, man. So I installed it on my One X player right here, and I had to take it to Best Buy to get it repaired. I installed it on this computer, and it just started slowing the hell down. I don't know what's up with Canary, but my recommendation, we'll get into this, but my recommendation before you guys try it, just make sure you have your stuff saved. Because to experience this now for me to where, and I installed it in Shadow, that was the third one, and I started having issues there as well. So the clarity boost is good, but I don't know if it's still in beta and if I'm the only one having issues, but we'll definitely like to hear from you guys and see if anyone else is having the same issues that I'm having with Canary. But yeah, just open it up. Anyone can hop on about your clarity boost experience.
I'll fire in real quick. Depending on the game for me, as you guys know, Xbox Cloud is spotty for me. Forza, it looked horrendous because of the blocky sort of artiface and pixelation that I get with that game. It just, ramped it up 1000% and it looked 100 times worse. But then I went over to Mortal Shell, stuck it on there, and it just gave that game a new lease of life on xCloud for me. Surprisingly, I was able to, be competitive in what is a very, very tough Souls-like game. So, I was happy with that. But again, xCloud isn't the be-all and end-all. Some games work for me, some games don't work for me, which is disappointing. It feels to me like it's a watered-down version of NVIDIA's, top-tier AI enhancements that they can do. I think Microsoft have got a lot of work to do, but just in case anyone's wondering, Canary is where Microsoft test a lot of things, give you early access to things. So if you don't need it, you don't go down that road. If you're not, if it's not a deal breaker for you, sort of thing, just leave that off. Don't give yourself the headache and just carry on playing wherever you're playing right now. Like you say, Ace, it does come with some issues if you're not accustomed to it. Just don't give yourself that headache. That's my thoughts.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for that. Anyone else?
I'll jump in really quickly. Okay, so Canary is typically like a code name, right? So there's a Google Canary, like for Chrome. There's a Canary for Edge, all beta stuff, experimental, on the fly, anything can happen. But the beauty is it actually works, right? It's the clarity boost works. So I would love to see them continue that. I was playing on my 4K monitor the other day, and I'm like, okay, I can't play with this off now, because the clarity was just that good for me. I'm talking, I saw details and that I just didn't think were possible from a simple filter or sharpening algorithm. So I'm all for it. They need to improve it, but I'm here for that.
Cool.
I'm going to ask the experts here. Do you think this is what they're using on the consoles? Because when I'm playing on the Series X and using the cloud, it is like a complete and utterly massive step forward. It is like completely different to what I'm getting on Windows 11. It's like the next step up. Do you think that's what they're using there, or is there some other magic sauce going on?
They may be utilising some of the hardware within the console, possibly, because I feel like they would have, told us that they were doing that on the consoles. Being that this is specific to Microsoft Canary, I wouldn't think so, Duncan, but I could be completely wrong, as I usually am.
Yeah. Anyone else with that?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think this is, browser only.
See, there you go. Everybody can make fun of me now. There you go.
But yeah, so I hope they, take this. It's a good step. I mean, think about how awesome this would be if they can bring this to the Android app, right? I would love to see this on an Android app, right? To where it's not hopefully breaking phones like it is to mine. But yeah, this is like Hell Monkey was saying, kind of like a watered down version, but I can see them improving this, making it better, and just bringing it to more devices. I think, it might end up to be a good thing for the service overall. I did want to ask, do you guys think this is the 4K thing that they were talking about?
I was going to say that. I was going to get a final dig in and go, it's not 4K like they said.
Yeah.
I don't,
Do you think, because it is December, is this it?
I hope not. But then again, I've said before that I don't think Xbox needs 4K for xCloud, sorry, for where it's at right now, because it's not a solid enough experience across the place for everyone. You know how like GFN and Stadia, they sort of work for the vast majority of people. xCloud doesn't seem to. I am very jealous of you guys over there in the west coast of America that get supreme results, whereas I feel like I'm running it on a dial-up connection, compared to other services. So I really don't think they need it. But for you guys, you would get a good experience out of it, whereas we wouldn't. So I'd like to see them focus more on making the service, better running across the board before they start going into these more technical things like the clarity and the 4Ks. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyone else want to add to this upscale experience with Xbox Cloud Gaming?
I just want to put out there that the amount of upgrades and changes that xCloud has went through this whole year is absolutely astounding. They started off pretty ropey, I think that would be the best way. While still ropey in Hellmonkey's case, I think for the majority of people, it's actually took some massive steps up. And it is now, for me, absolutely playable. And I could go play and complete a game there, absolutely no problem. And I'm just really excited to see where they're going to go next year with this. I think we're probably at the end of the big announcements. I've probably scuttled it now. There's going to be a big announcement next week. But I think we're coming to the end of the announcements for this year. And hopefully we're here what they're going to be doing for next year.
It's exciting stuff, right? Exciting stuff. Yeah, someone was saying in the chat that cloud gaming for next year is going to be really excited. And I agree 100%. Anyone else before we wrap this up? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, this was fun. Appreciate you guys watching. Again, pretty impressed by us being able to make it through. We had a lot to cover today. And so I know you guys talk about when this airs, you would like for there to be chapters so you can hop from chapters to chapters. So I'm going to try and do that. That's why I was trying to be consistent with the labeling. But if you guys want to help out with that too, if you guys are watching, just DM me on Discord the chapters of whatever topic that we did mention. But yeah, I'll try to get that out to you guys. But want to give the members a chance here to just plug the channel, let people know what they do and where you can find them. So to get started, let's start with Gamer TV. What do you do, sir? And where can people find you?
I'm all over the place. Just find me on Twitter or YouTube, Gamer TV Plus. Yeah, I'm not too consistent right now, but we'll get there.
Cool. Good to see you back, Gamer, for sure.
Yes,
How about you? Yeah. Duncan, what do you do? Where can people find you?
Find me at cloudy.games. If you want to go there and vote there, you've got 3 or 4 days left now. And the voting ends on Wednesday, 6 o'clock UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the Cloud Gaming Awards. So go get voting. It's close in a couple of places.
Cool. Yeah, definitely get your votes in and look forward to that. So that's going to air next Saturday, right?
It will indeed. That's going to be fun.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Link TV, sir. Thank you for being here as our guest. What do you do? Where can people find you?
Of course, as always, I appreciate you guys inviting me on here. It's always a pleasure to, I guess, as we would say, shoot the stuff. I'll keep it safe for the viewers and everybody. But yeah, no, it's always a pleasure here. Variety streamer, you could find me on YouTube /Sling TV Gaming, and also on Twitter. Feel free to reach out. My DMs are always open.
Cool. Again, awesome streamer and creator. Definitely make sure you give him a look for sure. Good stuff, Link. Thanks for being here. Yeah. How about you, GTP? What do you do, sir? And where can people find you?
Yeah, guys, Game Type Planet on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and YouTube. Just search me over there. I do a lot of variety content for all kinds of cloud, console, and PC. More importantly, I would just like to say really quickly, because I don't know if he'll see this or not, but congratulations to Bobby and the team over at Maximum Settings who have launched their new Maximizer software today. This connects to Moonlight, helps really bring in a better cloud experience for the AMD rigs that they're working on. They've also had a lot of orders open up, and I won't give away some of it, but if you are interested in Max Settings, you might want to hurry up because you know how quick that stuff goes.
There you go.
But it's been a big day for them, and they've been amping up for this, so I just wanted to say shout out to them and congrats on some new launches today.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Bobby does great work with.
I don't think he has slept in like 4 days. To be,
yeah,
that's crazy. They do great work over there.
Yeah.
Bobby's amazing.
Good stuff. Yeah, check out Max Settings, man. Again, like GTP was saying, it opens and closes really fast. So hop on if you do want it here.
There could be something new that nobody's talked about yet. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
could be something over there that nobody's mentioning yet.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good to have you in here, GTP, for sure. How about you, Monkey? What do you do, sir? Where can people find you? And do you have anything to plug?
No, nothing to plug. Just thanks again to everyone. Link, thank you for joining. Such a knowledgeable guy when it comes to games. And I respect how committed he is to each game. He has to finish it before he moves on to another. I wish I was more like that myself. Make sure you check everyone out. And thank you very much for joining us again.
Yeah.
Superb.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Again, this will go live for audio format, so you guys can catch it on your favorite audio podcast. And yeah, we'll be back next week. So stay tuned for that. And I saw a lot of you guys had questions on here and I couldn't get to them. We do have a Q&A list chat, Cloud Gaming, every Wednesdays at 12. So if you felt like we didn't answer your question come there. And it's a more intimate conversation and I can answer your questions there. So appreciate you guys. Check out all these awesome content creators and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Till next time, peace out, y'all.